just learned that the freed American graduate student has arrived at Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in Germany. He's been held captive in Iran for the past 3 years.
The U.S. Embassy in Switzerland tweeted out this image today, and it shows the ambassador presenting him with an American flag as he arrived in Zurich, Switzerland. Let's go now to CNN national correspondent Kristen Holmes at the White House. So, Kristen, why stop in Germany before coming back to the U.S.?
Good morning, Amber. Well, this is fairly routine in situations like this. And in fact, this Army base, it's run by the U.S. Army, is a place that is frequently stopped at by prisoners or Americans who have been released and who are heading back to America because they need to get a medical evaluation. And in fact, that is what we are hearing is happening right now with Xiyue Wang. He, as you said, was a Princeton University PhD student. He was in Tehran studying history when he was arrested on suspicion of espionage. He has been there for 3 years now. And of course, you showed that picture. And one thing I want to note here, it wasn't just him. He was released. Also, America seems to have had a prison swap. We have not been able, prisoner swap. We have not been able to confirm this with the State Department, with the White House. But here in Zurich, we will see pictures of both Xiyue Wang being hugged by the U.S. ambassador to Bern, which is in Switzerland, as well as the foreign minister of Iran, who says that this was a prisoner swap and that they in return got a stem cell scientist who had been arrested in the United States back in 2018. Again, we've reached out to the White House on this. We have not heard back. The statement from the president simply said that he was being released from Iran. Nothing about the fact that this might be some kind of exchange. But big key takeaway here is the fact that this man who has been gone for 3 years is now coming home to his family. I want to read to you a statement from his wife because it's very moving. It says, "Our family is complete once again. Our son Shofan and I have waited 3 long years for this day, and it's hard to express in words how excited we are to be reunited with Xiyue, and we are thankful to everyone who helped make it happen." And a couple of things to note here. First of all, there are still other prisoners in Iran, but this was, many people were very skeptical as to whether or not this prisoner exchange or this release of prisoners in Iran would happen because the tensions right now between Iran and the U.S. are so incredibly high, given those severe economic sanctions that we've placed on them as the United States tries to get them to abandon their nuclear program. So it'll be interesting to see if this exchange softens the rhetoric in any way.
Kristen Holmes for us at the White House. Thank you, Kristen.
Iran has just shared this picture of the scientist released from U.S. custody meeting with the country's foreign minister. Masoud Soleimani is an Iranian stem cell scientist who was arrested in Chicago last year. And according to Iran's foreign minister, his release was part of a prisoner swap with the U.S. government, and the U.S. government is still yet to confirm that.
Now, earlier today, CNN political and national security analyst David Sanger had a warning about this possible prisoner swap. He said that we should not jump to conclusions that this means better relations with Iran.
It is a bit of an unusual case, and particularly interesting to note that the White House announcement, both from Secretary Pompeo and then the one from President Trump, mentioned the release of Xiyue Wang and did not mention the prisoner swap. So they didn't talk at all about the fact that the United States reciprocated with a case of a researcher who, as you heard, was working in stem cell areas, who was arrested, I think, at an airport last year. And the Iranian position through all of this, as we've heard it from the Iranian foreign minister when he's been in New York, has been whenever these releases are going to happen, it's got to be on an equivalent basis. So this may be part of an effort by President Trump and others to show that he's willing to do a little bit of give as well. Remember that they tried to set up a conversation with President Rouhani when he was at the UN in September, and that failed. But I'm not sure I'd overread the fact that this particular swap happened to say that we would be on our way to a better relationship.
Sure.
Now, Wang was conducting research in Tehran when he was arrested on espionage charges. That was in August 2016. He faced a 10-year jail sentence.